Hey, yo, check this out. It's DJ Khaled. There's shows, and there's the Jalen and Jacoby show. Major key alert. Don't ever play yourself.
He is Jalen Rose.
What up, though?
I'm David Jacoby.
And on the cool check-in.
Together we're Jalen Jacoby. What is it that we do?
We give the people what they want.
Well, if the people want a little drama with the Cowboys, that's what the people got today. Not Jerry Jones this time. It was Stephen Jones taking a little sneak diss at my man Dak Prescott. Let's take a look at what he said. He said, quote, to have a guy like Andy Dalton come in here, not unlike what Philly had with Nick Foles and Carson Wentz went down, to be able to take control and win games, win huge games for you if that's what you need, is really important. But this is the good part. And certainly when you've been doing it the way we've been doing it with a young guy, you're hanging out there, you never know what you're going to get. Jalen Rose, I never know what I'm going to get from you as a co-host, but I'm not going to say that to the media. You know what I mean? Like, am I reading too much into this? Am I saying, like, never know what you're going to get about Dak? Like, that's disrespectful in my mind.
Let me tell you why Stephen Jones, all of the people in the multimedia that are trying to overreact to them signing Andy Dalton should take this Dak Prescott frame of reference. When is the last piece of footage you saw Dak Prescott? He was living his best life. He was partying during the coronavirus. He was throwing routes, okay, on a football field. He ain't tripping on them signing Andy Dalton. Don't get it twisted. Andy Dalton, capable NFL quarterback. But he's not Dak Prescott. And so if you think you're going to go into a season to win a Super Bowl with him, good luck with that. Dak is in control ultimately because he can sign his franchise tag. And you know what else, Jacoby? Dak never gets injured. So he going to be on the field. And so get the bread from $2 or $3 million to almost $30 million. If you got to do it for 1 or 2 years, go ahead and do it. And then play that game, Dallas Cowboys. I'll bounce after that. You can have Andy Dalton 2 years later. Good luck.
Well, it's a very exciting season already in the NFL with all of the movement, especially Tom Brady and what's going to happen with Dak. There's so much to discuss, but there's still a little bit of doubt in terms of when the season will open and what exactly it will look like. Well, this I find absolutely ridiculous. This is a sort of the Dolphins' plan for having fans in the stadium, if that's the case. Just check this out. Only 15,000. Entrances altered so fans can stand 6 feet apart while waiting in line. Fans pre-book arrival time and enter by row. Mobile ordering system for concessions that notify you when your food is ready for pickup. Jalen, that's crazy talk. Like, that just doesn't even make sense to me. What do you think about that proposed scenario?
I am not, as skeptical about it as you are, Jacoby. I'm actually happy to see one NFL team acknowledge for the public how they would outline sports, especially in the NFL, with fans. I'm already anticipating that an announcement is going to happen that the NBA is going to say that we're not going to have fans when we return to play. And so for the NFL, they hope to have a regular schedule. It's going to get pushed back likely. If it does, I'm not mad at the proposal. I'm just mad at the fact that I'm going to have to watch Tua standing on the sideline for another squad.
I knew this was going to come back to Tua. And also, you know what I do like about this, though, to go the other way? I love the mobile ordering thing. Like, why don't we do that anyway? Why do I have to wait in this line? But the real reason why this does bother me is you're just asking so much of the public. You're asking so much of people to stay 6 feet apart from each other, to not high-five each other after a touchdown. And it's just like, look, we're either, for me, with fans in stadiums like that, it's either all the way in or all the way out. Let's stay all the way safe, or let's just open up the doors, because this halfway step thing does not sound very feasible to me.
I really disagree with you, because the heightened level of coverage that the coronavirus has garnered, the number of deaths, the number of people and families that have been affected. Jacoby, we are changed for the foreseeable future. People will
Forever.
be walking away from one another like we can and are probably contaminated. So I don't care if you're at a supermarket. I've stood halfway down the block, almost a half a mile to try to get in the supermarket. So people are going to be used to behaving like that. And if it gives them a chance to get some football in their lives, I believe people will be willing to do it.
I can't imagine the next time I give you a pound in a hug. Like, I can't even imagine that. It might be like 2025 the next time I give you a pound. Moving on, this is a really interesting quote, and this is from Klay Thompson in regards to the Warriors and their dynasty. He said, quote, "It just kills me inside when I see these other teams, so many talking heads, and some of my peers saying that the dynasty is over. They had a great run." Now, Jalen, I could look at this two different ways. I could look at this one way saying, look, we won more regular season games than any other team with Steph, Klay, and Draymond, and we're returning with Steph, Klay, and Draymond. Or you could look at it like, Klay, you had the worst record in the NBA last year. That's the end of a dynasty. When you have the worst record, the dynasty's over. How do you read it?
Jacoby, look up. That plane just flew over your head. What that is, a KD subliminal. Everybody's saying that their dynasty is over because they lost Durant. The Splash Brothers are still there. Draymond Green played portions of this season. They're a lottery squad. They're about to pick up somebody, continue to improve last year by adding Wiggins, and they're going to be back in the hunt, along with the Lakers and the Clippers, amongst the best teams in the conference.
I would predict if they finish the 82 games, I doubt they will, but I would predict that this would be probably the biggest single season turnaround in terms of final record after the regular season in the history of